Fascinated.
It's funny. It's like everything's on the internet.
Yeah,
right?
YouTube videos and
that's where it started.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, and I've said it on other episodes, like, it started off, I was listening to a podcast, like, on a road trip, and it was Gary Vaynerchuk. Mm-hmm. You ever listen to Gary?
I have browsed it.
You browsed it?
Yeah.
He's got some really good stuff.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and so he was talking to a group of, like, interns or students or something like that, and one of them said, hey, how am I, now that I'm entering into the real world, how am I going to make the connections I need to make in business?
Right.
And Gary's like, just out of nowhere, is like, oh, start a podcast.
And you were like, oh,
wait,
let's do that.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Like, I can just buy some equipment.
Yeah.
And,
it's like it's becoming more and more common.
well, and like, so I'd never really dug into the amount of podcasts that's out there, and
everyone has a podcast.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Because you can just start it on the fly. You can,
it doesn't take much.
Well, and the weird part is now, this is, I don't know, episode 30, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? And I've got people reaching out through LinkedIn now.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, like either A, wanting to kind of be on it, or
Right.
B, wanting to promote it. Yeah, like, and I don't have a budget for that, right? So
well, that's what I was wondering where you're going with this. I'm like, are you trying to start
I'm not going to be
a podcast person?
I'm not going to be the next, Joe Rogan.
I was wondering.
Yeah.
You could be.
Like, there's so much going on in life. Like, I mean, like I was telling you a minute ago, it's been a month.
Right.
Since we've done an episode.
Oh my God, of course. I don't even know how you fit this in.
It's
gotta be
crazy.
Tough. Yeah.
Well, so I got two setups.
Yeah.
So I got this setup with the mixers and the headphones,
Right.
but then I also carry like a USB kit.
Uh-huh.
So I got like 2 or 3 mics that run off of a USB splitter. Yeah. The
You're all
volume
set up.
on those is kind of shoddy sometimes, but
if you need to capture something,
shoot one on the fly
Yeah.
or record one on the fly. It's cool because this is what we're doing.
No, I know. Yeah, totally. And there's not enough. I mean, I've definitely looked through the mortgage podcast,
Right.
and there's not very many good ones. That I have found, and I have searched.
I am not going to comment on that one, but yeah, let's just put it this way. I realized when I was starting mine, hey, the competition ain't that bad.
No, and they probably have done it for 2 or 3 recordings, and then they've fallen off.
Some of them have fallen off.
Yeah.
Some of them will just post like once every 2 months.
Yeah.
There's one guy believe it or not, out of Arkansas that I connected with, and he launched one, and he's doing one maybe like every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. His are pretty good. Mortgage marketing expert.
Okay.
So his are pretty good, and he's been getting like a lot of marquee,
right.
guests. I'm more about I want to tell the people in the field story.
Yes. Yeah.
He's going after the Barry Habibs of the world, which is great, but I want to hear from Shelly Roark.
Yeah.
I want to know what's up with that.
Well, and I feel like we can hear about the Barry Habibs.
Exactly.
Is already out there.
It's not hard to go out and find a video of Barry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Mortgage
marketing
scouring you, it was like, come on now. I know she's out there making good things happen, but dude, like
a little bit.
It's just you get so busy.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my gosh. I'm so busy.
Folks, she's literally sitting there toggling the phone right now while she's trying to talk to me, man. Come on. So,
hey,
everybody. Welcome back to the Big B Mortgage Podcast. We've been on a brief hiatus, as you may or may not have noticed, but I'm coming back strong. I'm sitting here with a relatively good friend of mine at this point. I mean, I know we've kind of had some conversations in the past, and getting to know you has been a true pleasure, but I've got Miss Shelly Roark. It's Miss, right? Not Mrs.? Miss. Oh, definitely. And she said that with some attitude, too. Come on. No, but it's Miss Shelly Roark from CMG Financial came in today, and I've just been looking forward to getting you in the chair, so to speak, and learning more about the road, man. I mean, if you've listened to the other episodes, I love to start off with everybody's story. Like, how did you get into it and all that fun stuff. But I know you're one of those names I hear all the time.
Wow.
I see you out there, and even though you're not marketing, I don't think as hard as you may have at one time.
Yes. Nope.
No, right?
Nope.
Yeah, like you're building a good brand. So
it's important.
It is, right? Like, you got to have that.
Yes.
Regardless of who you represent.
Yep.
The brand is you.
Exactly.
So This is the part where I'm going to say, take me back.
Take me back.
Yeah, man. What pulled you into this crazy, chaotic world of lending and interest rates and...
Yeah, our wild high blood pressure world that we live in. So I went to school in Utah, and it was 2004 or 5, and everybody was buying houses if you had a pulse, as we all know. And my friends up there, a lot of them were builders. I mean, everyone was either a realtor or a GC or some sort of tradesman. It was just blowing up. There was just houses being built like you wouldn't even believe in. So, a lot of them were like, you should buy a house. And I think I was 18 when I bought my first house.
You were 18?
Mid 600, wrote down what I made. And I was in school and also working for Verizon Wireless Corporate. They paid for schooling and bought this house. And I used a loan officer that I was referred to. And I was like, that's cool. What are they doing behind there? And I was always interested in like financial advising. And so then I was like, well, that's kind of the same. So then at the time also everybody was refinancing because there was so much equity. And so they were like, take your money out.
Right.
So I did that a few times and used a different loan officer every time and just thought that what they were doing was really cool. They had an office and they seemed really big, big time. And so
they got to sit in the air conditioning.
Right. Yeah. And it just seemed like they were just doing things. And so I guess I just decided I'd see about it. And up there you had to get licensed at that time. So I'd go through the classes, get my license, start working for a broker who I was connected with. I don't even remember how. We were filling out, 1003s on carbon paper on a floor, mailing paper packages to the brokers. IndyMac was one, it was, and then she disappeared. I never got paid for any of the deals that I had sent to her for all these refinances, and just coincidentally ended up moving back to Dallas, getting hooked up with another America Home Key at the time.
I remember them.
Corey Barsh. They were actually bank sourced them to America Home Key. Anyway, so and then here I am.
Wow. So what brought you to Austin?
Well, I'm from Dallas, and
Right.
I am not a Dallas person. Sorry, all the Dallas people, but
What?
it's just not my thing. So I had friends down in Austin, and so when I moved back from Utah, I lived in Dallas for a few months and just decided to move down here.
Yeah.
I stayed working. So at America Home Key, it was mainly a manufactured home division.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, what do I do with that? So I was going around all the lots and talking to the salespeople, and I closed some deals. I have no idea how they got built, how the people have houses, but
in a warehouse.
Well, I mean, like how the loan, it was a different animal, but I was then working from home down in Austin, not having any idea what I was doing, no support. And so I was like, I got to find someone here. So I looked on Craigslist and found my home that really catapulted me.
I'm sorry.
Craigslist.
You say
I did.
Craigslist?
Oh, I did. I know.
Okay.
It's a story. Yeah. I actually went to dinner with the wife of the guy who hired me at that time, who I'm still really good friends with. And we still talk about it every day. It's like,
so it was a job posting on Craigslist
for loan officers because that's the thing, they don't hire inexperienced loan officers, or at least back then there's not really, nobody gets paid to train you.
Right.
So you get paid to close the business.
Well, and that was back when you eat what you kill.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. There was no draw.
So I was like, well, how do I get into this at this point?
Yeah.
So luckily they were, it was Supreme at the time. And luckily he had a lead, system that he had been doing. And so he was all about training new loan officers, and thank God for him.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know how you make it back then without something like that.
So you started off doing the lead machine thing, huh?
Well, I started off Man Home and then lead machine.
So did I.
Really?
I used to do Man Home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Palm Harbor.
I was a sales guy, though. No, I was Fleetwood.
Oh, okay. Well.
Yeah. Say.
I know.
Get it
competition.
straight. Easy.
I mean, do those even
exist? We'll cut this podcast short right now. And you start. No, I'm just kidding.
You win.
Yeah. Right. No, but it was. I started off Man Home.
It's a different world.
Oh, I used to tell. Well, I still tell people, like, when I reference back to those days, that was boot camp for salespeople.
Yeah, right?
Like hardcore.
I know.
Like it was regimented.
Yes.
The hours were long.
Yes.
I had
tough deals.
I had guys selling cars telling me, like, dude, you work too much.
Yes, I know.
And for a car guy to say that.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
Definitely cut my teeth on that for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you went hardcore.
Hardcore. And I was like just grinding. Not any idea what I was doing.
Right.
I was just like flying by the seat of my pants completely, like just trying to listen as much as I could. And it's funny, you know, whenever you're navigating through that and who you meet and what you learn about people and people in the mortgage world and people, you know, just.
Well, isn't it crazy though how like steps that you take just without even realizing it materialize somewhere else. Like I think back and it's like, had I not made this move, I would have not met that person.
I do that almost every day.
And ended up where, you know, that spot was.
It's wild.
You know, because literally I got into Manhome because I was selling in flea markets. Yeah.
What were you selling in flea markets?
I was selling pillows and socks.
All right.
Yeah. And I had this shtick that I did, this presentation that I would do to like, you know, kind of stir up the crowd.
Right.
Whatever.
Be different.
Sell pillows. Yeah, be different. Just stand out.
Yeah, come over to my booth.
Exactly, because you know you go to a swap meet and everybody's just standing at the booth. Right? Yeah, my dad was not having that. He was like, "No, you've got to make them want to come."
Right.
So there was this thing, and anyway, I was really, you know, I was good at it.
Right.
And this lady walks up, and she worked for the mobile home guy, and told me you should apply for this job. You would do great at it. Which I'll be honest with you, I sucked at it.
Really?
At first, oh yeah.
Why?
Fear.
Oh, yeah.
It's a different kind of sell.
Right.
You know, it's a major. Like,
you don't even know what you're selling. You're like, what?
Yeah. It's pretty, right?
Yeah, it's a house. Okay.
It's like a house.
Other than that.
Just take those wheels off and you're good to go.
Yeah, you're set up.
But yeah, it took me, I think it was 6 or almost 8 weeks to sell the first one.
Yep.
But then, you know, after that, it was game on.
Rock and rolling, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, and then from mobile homes, went to new homes. From new homes, went to mortgage.
Okay.
Just like you, though, I went broker.
Yeah.
You know, back when the test was damn near open book.
Yes.
Right?
Those were the days.
Oh, my God.
The test is something else.
And then it was door to door.
Oh.
Soliciting for FHA Streamline Refi.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was that was the fastest loan you could close at the time if you didn't have a book of business to speak of.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Wow, I didn't know we ran
I didn't either.
Certain parallels.
Most people don't know the world of Manhome these days.
No. And those who are still in it.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, there was a group of us at America Home Key that I worked with, some like old school, you know, 50-plus-year-old loan officer guys. They were awesome. I mean, thank God for them too, because they, you know, took this little 20-year-old at that point, you know, and I don't, you know, spent at least some time with me where I got to listen and
showed you a career.
I got to ask questions. Yeah. And they've done it at this point, probably 25, 30 years, I would think.
Wow.
So yeah, God bless them.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you when you transition over, you're working for Supreme Lending at the time.
Yep.
You're working leads.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you escape that? Because for some people, when they go leads, it's hard to get out.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was just a no-brainer. I didn't even see myself, you know, doing leads for more than like a week. I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna take a couple calls. Here's the deal. I like literally jumped off of the side of a cliff whenever I started this. You know, I had a house up in Utah. I had bills. I had a full-time job where I got money. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to move home to Dallas and I'm going to be $100,000 a year loan officer like that. I mean, that was just how I was going to do it. It was no question in my mind. And
hold my beer.
Exactly. Which isn't what happens.
Right.
And so, I don't know. I don't know how people get into positions like this at, you know, our age now, just because it's so much more complicated. You have so much more responsibilities and stuff. But I mean, back then at young 20s, I guess I was just, you know, nothing to lose and much more brave. And so I probably took leads for less than 6 months.
Okay.
And just really I had, you know, the manager. Can I use names?
Of course.
Okay, Moses Rivera and Jared Zirkle, who Jared is a beast. He's amazing. But they were just really, you know, it was an office that would train new loan officers. And so you got a lot of support. And so with that, I just grinded. I mean, like calling leads all day, calling 6-month-old leads, 8-month-old leads, turning them into deals. And I just ended up, I remember we were, as an office, going to South by. Mm-hmm. Moses would always rent a limo. So it was like, I think, I don't know what day that would have been. But we're all getting ready to leave. I get this lead. And she answers when I call her and take her app. And she has a realtor already, Kay Kaiser, up in Georgetown.
Right.
Kay Kaiser's partner at the time, business partner, is Darlene Campbell now. Those were my first realtors, and they're still some of my best friends to this day.
Wow.
I mean, we just went to Malibu, Darlene and I. And that's honestly what pretty much catapulted me out of the leads. That, Kay and Darlene turned into me going to that Century 21 office up in Georgetown. Right. And I also, at the same time, started partnering up with a really good girlfriend of mine that was in home warranty at the time. So we had, joint interests in going into these real estate offices and doing presentations and sponsoring things and dropping stuff off and just, being out there.
Yeah.
And so we would team up and we would just hit the road, a couple days a week and have a list of what offices we're going to go to. And
boom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So 6 months, and leads are definitely a great way for somebody to cut their teeth. But it's not for me.
Well, and even then, it's still rejection.
I'm just not good at that.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's still they may not answer. They may never call you back.
Right.
They may
and it's a whole, it's a whole, system,
right.
It's strategy and like when you call them, and I'm like, I'm more of a organic,
Yeah.
I just move in an organic way. So it's just not in my nature to time when I'm going to call them. Oh, they probably are working during this time, so I should call them after hours and,
right.
change my subject line on my email. Like, it's just...
There's a 37.2% chance that they'll answer between 2 and 4.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's out in one ear and out the other.
Right.
If they don't want to work with me, it's okay.
We're good.
Yeah.
On to the next
one. They should want to work with me, but maybe they don't know, and I can only do so much to
They haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, they will, though.
I feel that way.
I hope so.
I feel that way when it comes to recruiting.
I'm sure. It's the same.
Work with me today. Work with me tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's all
you're going to work with me.
It's all good.
One day you'll learn. I'm the best.
Once I get you
in, You're mine.
You're mine.
Yeah.
Nah, but that's awesome, though.
Yeah.
So how long were you with Supreme?
So that branch we were with Supreme for about a year and a half. Mm-hmm. And then... at that point, I was still so new to the business, so I don't exactly know what happened, but just things with Supreme as a branch weren't working out. And so Moses' family in Houston is also in the mortgage business, so they were starting up NRL, Nations Reliable Lending.
Yeah.
And so as a branch, we moved to them.
Okay.
And I was with them for probably 6 months. Well, around that time, I'd been in the business about the real part of my business for about 2 years. And had started doing like the A-reps and, sure. being out there and meeting other people. And I was like, there's just so many different ways of doing this business.
Right.
And at the time you could broker was still somewhat there for a second. I guess this is 2009.
For a second.
For a second. Yeah, exactly. And so another person was telling me, broker, you can, and I was kind of used to that because I had done that for a couple months when I first got in the business, and you can be 1099, and I was like, ooh, write-offs. Hey, that sounds fun.
Right.
And so I, talked to Moses, and it just ended up that I was going to try that. So that was really interesting. And then 2010 came around, and broker.
It wasn't that interesting.
No, broker was not the way to be.
Right.
And so I started interviewing.
Yeah.
And still pretty new to the business, at that point. Talked to Cornerstone, yep. And I can't remember, there had to been somebody else, but also talked Jason Moreland, who had hired me with Moses. So they both did, I had to do 2 interviews when I had very first started off that Craigslist ad. They were very official and very and so I dressed up, we went in and we had a full-on interview. And I remember, looking back, it's like, what? You guys are hilarious. Like,
wow.
I can't even, but it made me feel like I was, it wasn't as unprofessional as it actually is,
Right.
So anyway, so I ran into Jason Moreland. I remember it was on an escalator at Whole Foods. He said, you should come talk to us. At the time, he was working with Chris Manjarez, who had left Mortgage Pros, and we were Moncor, I think. Anyway, so I took in my, deal that I was offered from Cornerstone to Chris, and he was like, oh my gosh, that's, I can pay you so much more, da-da. So ended up, I started with them and stayed with them. We ended up moving from Moncor to Service First, which I was with for almost 4 years.
You were with there for a long
Yeah,
time.
I mean,
That's
I loved.
where I first started seeing your stuff.
That was my strongest years.
Yeah?
Service First, working with Chris, processor Jody. It was just a small office of just guys and me, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was like my favorite
You
time.
guys were right up there off of Lakeline.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. In fact, so we were off Bell Avenue in Cedar Park. Like, it's kind of country road. I don't even know what it is. But anyway, we then moved to the Lakeline Mall.
Gotcha.
And, we got to paint our offices and all this stuff. So I decorated mine. It was so awesome. And anyway, whenever things changed, Chris is now back in it. And he's actually in my office, which he's now painted and taken down the, yellow bird curtains that I had. But it's more manly. But it's funny because...
What?
Yeah, I know. He didn't want them.
Come on.
I don't get it. He's crazy.
Dude, I just want a window.
Yeah, windows are great. This
Yeah.
office was awesome. I had like 1 million windows. I spent a lot of time up there, so I got a lot of business done.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, and then I know you made, you did your transitions from there, and now you're with CMG. You're
Yep.
back with Chris
Back
and those
with Chris.
guys. And so how's it going? How's this year been treating you?
It's been amazing. CMG, I've been a few places, and so
Sure.
I can compare. Not that movement isn't amazing, but CMG is just mind-blowingly amazing.
Right.
Chris Michael George, which is his initials are the name of our company. He is insane. He's the best. I mean, he's just fascinating.
Yeah?
He's an amazing person and leader. And so this year's been great. I'm slammed, and CMG is, constantly, they're very innovative. He sits on the MBA. So he's, at the very top and gets, first word of certain things that are coming down from the very top. So we get to do out of the box stuff and exclusive stuff. And it's just, I'm just at a good home. Like, I'm just,
That's good.
it's kind of like my days at Service First, who I love and will always love. It feels like that again.
Yeah.
But CMG just has a much more robust, product selection, which is stuff that I need.
That's awesome.
We have expensive houses down here, so.
You ain't kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought one this year, and good God.
How's that going?
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's
Money,
just-
money, money.
I mean, every time I go south, though, it's like I'm reminded of how much more home you get
Oh, yeah.
outside of this area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I've got one of my guys who's looking at a place, and it's down there by the Zilker area, kind of, right?
Yeah.
It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath home. 2-bedroom, 2-bath
Home.
Okay. With a yard. It's just over $700,000.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean?
Oh, of course.
And it's pretty. It's been renovated and
Oh, well, that's
everything.
good.
It's cute, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like a tear down,
Yeah.
but it's 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $700,000.
Yeah. Mine that
So-
I just sold was a 3-1 for $700.
Is that the one you leased out for ACL?
That is not the one.
That is not the one. How many houses you got?
Well, I got rid of the 3-1,
Okay.
which was my first renovation project, which was so much.
You
I
going
learned.
for the Joanna Gaines thing now?
Yeah.
or what?
I mean, I did pretty good.
Yeah?
It was pretty cute.
Yeah?
It was like really cute.
How long did it take you to sell it?
Too long.
Too long?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long story.
Damn HGTV.
I know, right?
Dude.
But it's great. Pinterest.
Was it fun, though? I mean,
It was fun.
It was, because, it's like, it's blank slate.
Blank slate. Yeah. So the people that had lived in it, that I bought it from, lived in it for 40 years. And it was
wow.
built in 1949. So it was popcorn ceilings. They had laid, yucky carpet down over the original hardwoods. Thank God the originals were under there
Yeah.
and in good shape. But they took good care of it, but it was definitely
Dated.
70s.
Yeah.
Yeah. They liked very closed off things, whatever. So yeah, it was super, super fun. My house.com, my build.com, Wayfair, Amazon.
Yeah.
I mean, my bills for those for a year were like crazy,
Yeah.
but so fun.
I'll bet.
And all that
You
stuff.
going to do it again?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you already find a property?
No,
or
not
you,
yet.
on the
I needed
hunt?
a little break. That one
Needed a
was
break.
a lot of work. And so I need a little,
So you're not looking to have like a stable of houses yet?
not right this second, but
You got the bug? Is
I
that what
definitely
I'm
have the
hearing?
bug. Yeah.
Really?
It's hard. I mean, I do think it's hard to make money on that kind of thing in Austin.
Right.
'Cause you can't really find a deal. So I don't know how good of a, business plan that is, but
Sure.
it's just, I mean, if nothing else, it's a fun hobby.
Yeah.
You know?
I know a girl, a lady down in San Antonio who does it.
See, that would be possibly.
Yeah, she finds them, but she finds the ones that are kind of out a little bit,
Okay.
so she can get them real cheap.
Right.
You know, and then she'll
That's the
spruce
key.
them up, and then boom, you know, and she...
Because people don't know how to do that or have the time, you know,
Yeah.
are familiar with it. I mean, you know, being in the industry, I feel like, you know, obviously you're around it and depending on what contacts you made or whatever, but people just want turnkey for the most part.
Right.
You know, but you got to make it also within a range of, you know, price that they
People
can
can
also
afford.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and like
the
what
key.
she did is she built up, so she did a lot of it though. Like she's been doing it for years.
Okay.
And it was a side thing, kind of like what you're describing.
Yeah.
But what she did is she really liked the house, she would keep it. And she would just lease it out.
Yeah. See, I mean, that's
You know,
what I
because
want
that's
to do.
the other alternative,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so now, I think the last time I spoke to her, and this was over a year ago, she had 12 rentals.
Okay.
Right?
That's what I'm saying.
Lower balance, you know,
She's
like...
my idol.
Yeah, 12 rentals that were cash flow positive.
Yeah.
And she was flipping at least, you know, 10 homes a year.
A year. Yeah. That's awesome.
And she quit mortgage.
That's what I hope to do one day.
Yeah, she walked.
I feel like you just can't do it in Austin. So
She retired. And I mean, she's not even of a certain age or however
to retire.
ladies like
That's
to
what I'm
describe
saying.
it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
she's probably in her early 40s.
That's where it's at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna need her name and number. Just kidding.
Right, I'll give it to you.
I might
still have
take it.
Yeah, man. I
Yeah.
mean, she's legit.
Yeah.
And the coolest part I always thought to her story is she was how can I put it? She didn't come over from her country in the most traditional of fashions.
Awesome.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was
Okay.
like straight up, like
Yeah.
you know, everything
Started from the
she
bottom.
did, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
but she's hardcore. She's
That's
cool.
awesome.
I'll get you her number.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
so-
definitely what I like to. Not that I don't love doing mortgages, but
No, mortgages are fun.
they are. They are. I mean, it's weird. You have to have like that
But it's
something
also
in you.
a love-hate thing.
It's a love-hate all day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But there's something in our blood, our DNA as mortgage salespeople, I think, you know, especially, that it's like a drug.
Oh yeah.
You know? It's like you want to, I mean, I have to take blood pressure medicine. Like, it's crazy, but I can't.
You do not take blood
I
pressure.
swear I do. And
Dude, I take blood pressure medication.
no,
but-
my doctor's like, what's the deal? You're young and you seem healthy. And I'm like,
Right.
mortgages. Like,
Mortgages.
people.
Come on.
It's a very obviously stressful.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I've had people who want to get in, and I'll just tell
You're
them,
not.
no,
I know. I have to.
Like-
I'm like, nope, you don't got it.
no, just don't. Not yet.
Uh-huh.
Like go start off at the bank.
Right.
Cut your teeth.
Yes.
You know, figure out there's a T in the word.
Yes.
And then let's talk in 6 months to a year.
But I mean, I even feel like there's just some people that just don't have it. I don't know if it's like some sort of, experience you had as like a child. I don't know, but there's like, you have to have some special thing. I don't know if it's special, but like some like specific thing that makes you able to handle this business.
Yeah, and it can't go just off of like interviews anymore.
No.
Because people can put
I'm
on
sure.
their what was it Chris Rock used to say? Like, you're not meeting them, you're meeting their representative.
Right.
Yeah. And it's the same way. So like for us, I use the disc profile.
Yep.
And I put a lot of stock.
Yeah, I feel like
into
you
it.
have to.
You do.
Yeah.
You've got to see past
Yep.
just the superficial.
Totally. Because people
'Cause
can
I've
probably
hired-
make good resumes.
Dude, and
talk well.
And talk well.
Yeah.
And I've hired some people that I had to later part ways with.
Yeah.
And it was like I thought
Yeah. I would have put money on this.
I would have put money
Yeah,
on this.
I know.
I would have lost.
Every one of my assistants have been like, and I'm like,
even get me started
I
on
know.
assistants,
I
dude.
know.
That's a whole other
I
special
know.
kind of profile.
I've wasted so much time and money on that.
Yeah.
It's hard to find good people who
Good
are
support.
like you, work in your kind of, style and are, I don't know, at least hungry enough. Like, it's just it's got to be a magical combination.
Now I just want to point something out.
Yes.
We're 30 minutes into this already. And I have
could go all
sat
day.
I've sat here and watched you relax. Finally.
Well,
From the time you walked in,
I was very nervous.
you were. Everybody is.
I've been sick to my stomach for a week since you asked me, and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be horrible.
See?
So scared.
And here you are chilling.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We're
Guess it's easy to talk about yourself.
Right? See?
Not so hard.
Nah, but so one of the things I remember when I first kind of picked up on what you're doing out in the business, I feel like you were one of the earlier proprietors of advertising on social.
Yep.
Like, I feel like you, like, as far as what I see, because now everybody's doing it, right?
Well, they should be, but it's funny how many are not. But yeah.
Well, you know, and so there are some that are not doing it well.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But I remember, like, if I go back and I look at, like, your Facebook stuff, you know, like, you were pushing the social aspect of this thing years ago.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
So why do I not see as much Shelly Roark out there right now?
I know. Because that house.
Oh, is that what did it?
Honestly, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I mean, I could probably invest more time,
Sure.
you know, while doing that house, but it was a lot. So
Yeah.
that was the thing. So,
Did that affect your business at all?
a little, yeah.
Did it? Mm-hmm. Understandable.
You know, but you know, it kind of opened my eyes to something I'd always been interested in, and you know, in the future would like to do more of. So,
Sure.
you know, just dipped my toe in for a second.
There
But
you
yeah,
go.
definitely, it was very hard because you had to be there all the time. You know, check out, you know, your new grout. Is it good? You know, meet the contractor, meet this, meet that.
Yeah.
So
Did the workers show up?
half the time, I mean, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
About that whole, like, what people say, like, it's going to be, you know, double what the quote is.
Right.
Yes, at least. It's going to take double the time for sure. Like,
Yeah.
yes. Are you going to, like, want to pull your hair out? Oh my gosh. I mean, it's like I dealt with so many things that nobody even tells you about. But it's still fun at the end of the day. And you got to see a finished product.
So, like, how did you get interested in that? Mm-hmm. Was it was it watching HGTV?
I
Did
mean,
you go to like one of those fix or flip seminars?
No,
that
I
they
didn't
do?
even know that they had those. And honestly, I try to get into those HGTV shows, but
it's cute to see the finished product,
right? But
I'm at that point now to where all the BS you got to go through to get there.
The production, it's like
Yes.
yeah. So I don't even watch a lot of those. I don't know how. I mean, I've got a few friends that are designers and decorators, and honestly, maybe doing that office up at Service First. I don't know, but there's so much cool architecture in Austin, Central Austin. And there's just the style, the mid-century, modern, the industrial. Like, it's kind of, I love that. Like, so it's my time right now,
Right.
for my style. And
That was impressive.
yep, got to pop the elbows.
Dude, I can't do that.
No, I don't think you should. I don't think it's good.
Okay.
But
Still going to try when you leave. I'm not going to do it while you're here.
You might do it, and then you'll be addicted.
Then I'll be addicted.
very-
I do the wrist.
Oh, I do all of it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I don't know what that leads to, but
It's
I'm
all
going to
good.
keep doing it.
Feels good at the
It
moment.
does. It's a relief. It's satisfying. Yeah. So, well, and another thing is you can't really, it's so expensive in Austin, like we were saying. So, you know, I sold my previous house and wanted to be even closer to downtown. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to be house poor.
Right.
So really the only way to get a house or get what you wanted was to get something that was going to need some work. And then it just kind of parlayed into a very, very, very extensive renovation project.
You're done.
Yeah. And I sold it. Yeah.
And you did what you
I did it.
and
Yep.
add it to the resume.
Exactly.
Yeah. And next time you go into it, you're gonna be a lot.
Oh my
more
gosh.
prepared.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to be like, y'all aren't making nearly as much as me.
That's it.
And I'm going to make y'all work a lot harder. Yeah.
There you
Learned so much. I think that's just how it is in that, going through that. You have to learn the hard way.
Right on.
Yeah.
So real quick on the social media stuff, going back to that, right? You were one of the earlier ones that I would see really pushing it,
Yep.
and really getting out there and putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Was that something you stumbled upon? Was that purposeful? Did it become purposeful over time? Like what?
Well, it's funny. My boyfriend at the time, who went to college with Moses' wife, and so we were all a big group of friends. And he's older. So, and he's kind of a marketing whiz, although he's not in marketing, but he's just good at that kind of stuff. He really helped me with a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, we were doing stuff outside the box that he would help me with. It was really cool. I really appreciate, his input. But, we lived in Crestview, and so there's Brentwood Elementary that has a kind of a amphitheater type setup in the playground or whatever. Right. So one of the things we would do is we would do movies in the park for Crestview every quarter, and we'd feature a charity. So for Christmas, we do Toys for Tots, and so your entrance into the movie was to bring a toy. So we'd have the Marines out there. Joe's Coffee would bring like hot chocolate and stuff like that. Yeah. So and then I would use that to meet with agents and be like, here's the formula. I bought a movie screen, I bought projector, like I had the formula down. And it wasn't once it was very time consuming getting it off the ground and learning because you got to learn. Oh, we got to call the city to get the lights out or else you can't see the movie. There was just so many things that you learn as you go. But once I had done it for a year or so, it was pretty streamlined. And so I would take it to some of my agents and we would do it in their neighborhoods. So it was really cool because it was, different out of the box and they liked it and you got to meet your neighbors and whatever. But so we would just do things like that. And he said, well, why don't you have a website? And I was like, I don't know. And
what's a website?
Yeah, well, yeah, like, why would I have one, And so at the time I was working for Moses, and I took it to Moses. He was like, loan officers don't need websites, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying that. He probably doesn't remember, but I was thinking, well, I mean, at this point in my head, I'm thinking, why wouldn't I have a website?
Right.
And Nancy Knight, an agent in Georgetown who's been in the business forever, and she's done really well. At the time, we had, been working together, and she was very gracious to kind of meet with me. And again, I was so new to the business, and she would talk to me about like what to do as a new person in the real estate industry and self-employed and blah, blah, blah. And she said, your brand is you, and so just in case you change companies, you change your kind of strategy as far as what you're marketing to, whatever. She said, make your website your name. Right. Because it'll always be your name, da-da-da. And so, all those like little tidbits that just like we were saying, like the path that leads you to where you are and all these little things that lead you.
The nuggets.
Yeah. And so so then finding a person to develop a website, it was crazy.
Yeah, because I don't think they had GoDaddy back then, right? Or maybe they had GoDaddy, but that was only for the domain.
Yes.
Now it's like literally, here, give me $30 and
you have a website.
You got a website.
Yeah. And then you start finding these, oh my gosh, I'm just thinking back on all this stuff. All these different companies around the country that specialized in basically just doing like templated mortgage websites. They'll like put out a blog for you, da-da-da, and so you pay like a monthly fee. And anyway, just that whole path was so crazy, just taking it one step at a time and just learning as you go what the best thing is. And these website people will definitely promise you the world, and it's like $3,000 and you're like you made a page. And so yeah, that's how the kind of branding and social media stuff kind of started out. And then that just parlayed into, well, I should have, why not Facebook? They can link together, da-da-da. And at the time I thought I should just make a separate page. So that's why I have my separate, Facebook for my business stuff, which also then has a business page and Twitter.
Now it's all
I know, but I didn't
button click. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
But see, that's the cool part. So like now, let me ask you this. Do you have a preferred medium of delivery for the social sphere now? Like, is it still Facebook? I mean, because I get people who are like, oh, man, Instagram. You got to go on
It is Instagram now. It really is. I have not even it's on my list. Videos are where it's at. And that's been my thing. It's been on my like next year goals for the last like 5 years. Have I ever recorded one? No.
I started.
Yeah, I saw your equipment in there.
Yeah.
I was like,
I started. I got the green screen. And so, like, what we're doing right now is it's mainly just updates for the market for Texas and Oklahoma. But we're, like, ripping off, Saturday Night Live in our delivery.
Oh, see, that's different. I like it.
You know what I mean? And then, like, one of us dresses up like a pretend special guest. And
that's
just to
awesome.
kind of just have fun with it.
Right.
And eventually this will be video.
Yeah.
Because I've got the YouTube page, but I'm not getting any traction on YouTube because it's all audio.
Right.
People want to see.
They want to see. Yeah, so video. I think Instagram for sure. I know, and Snapchat. Like, it's crazy, but I'm like, I'm too old for that stuff now.
Yeah.
Actually. But video, that I think is the most important.
So what we've been using here is BombBomb. Are you using BombBomb?
No, but
that's the way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's whether you do the whole production
Right.
and then upload it, or you just record it off the phone.
Right.
It's just boom.
I overcomplicate everything, so I have to make a script, and I'm I want to research what the best microphone is, and then by the time I've done that, it's 3 years later. It's so
I'll
insane.
show you all that before you leave.
I know. I'm give me the list of what I need because
Yeah.
I bought all of it. I don't know how to hook it up.
Oh, and I already know you got the Amazon account, so you'll be good to go.
I definitely do, and it delivers every day.
Yeah,
so
you're probably platinum level now.
Oh, I definitely am.
Yeah.
I get stuff, and I'm where did this come from? It's that late night, up all night ordering situation. Nordstrom as well. It's a problem.
Oh, dude.
But it's like a present.
The first step to recovery is
I know.
acceptance, man.
I need to delete the apps from my phone or something. It's dangerous.
Nah, don't do that. Keep spending money.
I know.
Keeps you motivated.
Exactly. That's exactly right. I'm uh-oh.
Yeah.
We got to get some deals real quick.
Oh, these boots are cute. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm calling people.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna work my realtor base today,
Yes.
boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So we're on the tail end of it. I'm getting ready to wrap this up.
This was so fun.
Did you?
I really liked it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, I told you it was going to be painless.
It was painless. You made it very easy.
Oh, thank you.
You good at it.
Try. Yeah, it's because I look like Santa Claus.
Yeah. You can't have a bad time with Santa.
I'm real easy to relate
yeah.
to. The beard's even white now. It's crazy.
I feel like it is whiter than the last time I saw you.
Dude, I met with a friend of mine in SA last week for lunch.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't seen him in probably over a year.
Yeah.
Right? So we meet up at this restaurant and stuff, and I walk in, and he's just looking at me like a deer in headlights. And I'm just like, what?
What's up?
What?
Yeah.
Like, F you got old, bro. I'm
what?
Like, damn, it's good to see you
I
too,
know,
cuz.
right?
Like, hey, yeah, I'm glad I did this.
Yeah,
I'm glad I took
yeah.
time.
Now I feel like shit about myself.
Nah, yeah, I'm just gonna go see some surgeon somewhere.
I was gonna say just for men. I don't know. You're like
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go end up on that show Botched or something because I'm gonna get the poor surgery.
Oh man.
I
have those poor people.
Dude, some of them are
crazy.
Wow.
Don't go to Mexico for your plastic surgery. I don't know.
What? Really?
Yeah, I'm like,
but there's a Groupon.
or use Groupons. I feel like don't do that, but whatever.
I'll stick to using it for massages.
Exactly.
Chiropractor visits.
Non-permanent stuff.
Yeah, because the chiropractor stuff, I had done that one for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm 43 years old. I've never been to a chiropractor.
What?
Yeah, for real.
I kind of love them. Or the joint.
I haven't done that one.
See, the joint, Dr. Barris, at the one right here in the Arboretum.
Yeah?
He's the best. He used to be my real chiropractor. They
pop and all that?
Yeah. You just walk in, and it's a legit, appointment.
Really?
Yeah. And it's cheap.
I'll have to try that out.
The joint. It's awesome. They're welcome for the marketing I just gave.
There you go. Drop the mic.
Right.
Nah, but the one that I bought a little while ago that I got to use is I'm going to try that cryotherapy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see what that's all about.
It's crazy.
I want to become an ice
shocking.
cube for
you will.
a few minutes.
It's shocking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But they say it's like a big rush when you come out.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I mean, the blood, gets energized, real quick. And
oxygen,
there's a lot of things that happen. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff. You're not just standing in the freezer.
Yeah.
So you've done it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a lot or just once?
It was a few years ago, but I was just because I would work at my computer on a couch.
Yeah.
So my neck, don't do that. Don't sit on a couch and look down at your computer because it will ravage your stuff. And so I went for a year. I did everything, chiropractor, all the things. And so I probably went 10 times.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes your skin better.
Yeah?
Yeah,
well, I need all the help I can get.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I have a face for podcasts.
Whatever.
Anyway. Well, Shelly, thank you so much for taking time to do this, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's awesome.
Absolutely, yeah. Hey, guys, we hope you enjoyed the comeback episode of the Big B Mortgage Podcast. If you did, give us a like, give us a share, leave a comment, keep giving me those 5-star reviews on iTunes, por favor. But whatever you do, people, please stay social, everybody. See you.